Let me show you one final way to look at the different means we've observed, and another way to look at that interaction. What I want to show you is called the factor profiler. Let's go to the topmost red triangle next to Response Time to Campus, go to Factor Profiling, and turn on the Profiler. When you turn on the Profiler, JMP will return the Prediction Profiler at the bottom of your output window. I'm going to click and drag on the side here, get the little diagonal dragger, and let's drag this out to make it a little bit bigger. Now the Prediction Profiler is showing us, depending on which level we have dialed in, the predicted mean and a confidence interval for time to campus. So what this is showing right now is, if I'm taking Gilman Drive at 8 a.m., the prediction is it would take me 669.6 seconds with this particular confidence interval. Now, what I want to do with the Prediction Profiler is click between levels and show you how we can use this to get an idea of the interaction in our model. So what I'm going to do is click between Gilman Drive and La Jolla Village Drive, and I want you to pay attention to the time of day line here. Right now, at Gilman Drive, it's a little bit slower to go at 9:30 than 8. That's what we're seeing. Let me click to La Jolla Village Drive and focus your attention on the time of day effect. Notice when I click over to La Jolla Village Drive, the effect at time of day actually switches. Let me click back and forth and look at the time of day section. Notice that when I'm on Gilman Drive, it's a little bit higher at 9:30 than 8 o'clock, but when I click over to La Jolla Village Drive, it's a little bit higher at 8 o'clock than 9:30. That's the same interaction we've seen in the model. That actually is the interaction term. But what it's doing for us in the Prediction Profiler is allowing us to click interactively through the means in our model. Now let's try this in a slightly different way. This time, I'm going to click between 8 o'clock and 9:30, and I want you to focus your attention on the difference between Gilman Drive and La Jolla Village Drive. Notice at 8 o'clock, the difference is rather large, but if I click over to 9:30, the difference in the means between these two routes is actually less. If I click back and forth, you can see this effect. That is, at 8 o'clock, the difference between those means is larger than at 9:30. That's actually the same interaction. An interaction between factors is the same whether we look at it as the time of day effect depends on which route we're in, that's what we saw the first time, or that the route effect depends on the time of day we're driving. So both ways are showing the same interaction, but sometimes it'll be more convenient to think of the interaction in terms of one factor's effect on the other. I sort of like to think about this interaction as the difference between the time of days depends on which route I'm taking. That is, for Gilman Drive, there's not very much difference in the time of day in terms of how long it takes me to get there, but on La Jolla Village Drive, there's a large difference. We can certainly think about it the other way. The difference in time between the routes is less going at 9:30 than going at 8 o'clock. So whichever way you want to think about the interaction is fine, but notice that they're completely symmetric in terms of their effect on the mean structure.